What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and one by one the dominoes are starting to fall. I knew from day one that this train derailment out in East Palestine, Ohio, I knew that it was bad. I knew that this was going to be tragic for the people of East Palestine. But I had no way of knowing just how bad this situation was and just how bad this situation was going to get. Because make no mistake about it, there could have been a better response. There should have been a better cleanup process. Our government officials should have been out there from day one, not from week 3. There's so many things happening out in East Palestine that it's getting hard to keep up with. And I'm trying. And I'm putting out these updates all day because every 5 or 10 minutes, we're uncovering new information about what's going on out there. And none of it has been good. Every day, the situation looks worse and worse. We're getting more lies from the officials while we're getting more truths from the people who are actually experiencing this catastrophe firsthand. But, I've been making the point, and if you watched my last video, then you understand this point a little bit more now. I've been making the point that this is going to affect people all over America. That this is not something that's just going to affect East Palestine. This isn't something that's just going to affect Ohio. Hell, this isn't even something that's just going to affect neighboring cities and states. This has the ability to affect all of us, no matter where you are in America. But even after me stressing that point, even after me thoroughly looking into the situation every day, even though I may understand the severity of this situation a little more than the average person just from the sheer amount of research I've done into this situation, nothing could have prepared me for, the details and the pieces of information that I have found and that I have learned over the last couple of days. Now, in my last video, I revealed to you all that some of this toxic waste, some of this polluted water from this chemical spill, it is being transferred right smack dab into a suburb of Houston, Texas. Deer Park, Texas, I believe is the location. And they've already sent 500,000 gallons of toxic waste to this area. 500,000 gallons from East Palestine, shipped directly from East Palestine to a suburb in Texas. But that's not the worst of it, ladies and gentlemen. There's another 1,500,000 gallons of this toxic chemical waste en route to the same area in Texas as we speak. And the officials, the government officials, the city officials, the mayor, the people of this town, they had no idea this was happening. They had no idea that these trucks coming into town were slowly bringing in chemical waste from East Palestine, Ohio. Now, luckily, they uncovered that truth. Luckily, they found out what was being shipped into their town. They found out a little bit too late because, there's already 500,000 gallons there, and there's already 1,500,000 gallons more on the way. And I don't think there's anything they can do about it. But I made a point in that video that if this is happening out in Texas, then this has to be happening other places as well. Because you see, when you have these chemical disasters, the leftovers, the waste, it has to go somewhere. The soil, the contaminated soil, often they dig up that soil, okay? And guess what? That soil has to get transferred somewhere. When you have these big chemical fires, the fire department sprays and pours tons and tons of gallons of water onto these fires. That water then gets contaminated and it becomes toxic waste from all the chemicals. That water is then collected, as much of it, that they can collect anyway. It's collected, and then that toxic waste has to go somewhere. Where do you think this stuff goes? It goes to a city near you, to a town near you. Now, the people out in Texas had to find this out the hard way, and now so are people in Detroit. I made a point at the end of my last video that this toxic soil is going somewhere. Well, it looks like I found out where some of it's going. Some of it is going directly to Wayne County. Wayne County in Detroit. I'm talking about, there's already been 218,000 gallons of toxic liquid waste that has already arrived out there in Wayne County. There is toxic chemical soil on the way to Wayne County as we speak. And guess what? Just like the people in Texas, they had no freaking idea. They had no clue whatsoever that this stuff was being shipped into their town. And once again, by the time they found out, it was already too late. But let's go ahead and watch this clip, and then I'll be right back with my thoughts. But matter of fact, before we watch this clip, here's a quick word from this video's sponsor. This video's sponsor is the Swag It app, a cool new app that allows you to share short videos of whatever you're interested in, kind of like TikTok. The only difference is Swag It is a US-based company that is actually only available in America right now. So when you upload videos on Swag It, you don't have to worry about Chinese spies spying on you or your family. You don't have to worry about them stealing and collecting your data. You don't have to worry about any of that. And also, you don't have to worry about those creepos trying to indoctrinate your kids. No, the Swag It app is like a more wholesome TikTok. And it just recently got created. So it's kind of like on the cutting room floor right now. So if you join the app, you'll be one of the first few 100,000 on the app. So you have plenty of growing potential. And there's a lot of earnings potential on Swag It as well. By simply liking videos, you can earn something called Swag Bucks that you can turn in for gift cards at your favorite stores. I'm on Swag It, and when you download Swag It using the link in the pinned comment of this video, it supports my channel. It's totally free. Download Swag It using the link. Follow me, Cinema Shogun. You get access to exclusive videos. I break news over there all the time. Also, you automatically get entered into giveaways when you join this app. So it's really a win-win situation. I would suggest that parents start deleting TikTok, start downloading Swag It. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out this clip. Then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
Developing news of a toxic scandal, dangerous deliveries made to Metro Detroit from that train disaster in Ohio. Good evening and welcome to 7 Action News at 11. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Dave Llewellyn. Wayne County Executive Warren Evans is outraged, saying he was never notified of the hazardous shipments from the train wreck in East Palestine.
Toxic soil and liquids loaded in Ohio and delivered by trucks to waste sites in Romulus and Van Buren Township without warning.
7 Action News reporter Simon Shakette getting answers tonight on this big communication breakdown.
Visibly frustrated with hazardous waste from Ohio ending up here in Metro Detroit, both county and federal leaders are now demanding accountability.
We weren't told what's going on, and we're getting bits and pieces of sketchy information now, but what I do know is some of this material is already at the landfills.
Outraged beyond words, Wayne County Executive Warren Evans blasting the railroad company and federal leaders behind a decision to transport hazardous materials without warning from a recent train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, to sites in Romulus and Van Buren Township.
Wayne County government not knowing that they're coming, which way they're coming, how safe the trucks are that are coming, is something that has got us all very, very irritated.
The county says 218,000 gallons of vinyl chloride, a serious carcinogen, was already delivered to sites that use deep well injections. We've reached out to the EPA for comment and are awaiting a response. A spokesperson for Eagle, the state's top environmental agency, also issuing a statement. Part of it reads, quote, Norfolk Southern Railroad chose the sites where wastes will be disposed, which also include locations in Texas and Ohio. Eagle will continue to monitor the receipt of Ohio waste at licensed hazardous waste disposal facilities in Michigan to ensure protection for the public and the environment.
I'm glad now this brings attention. What else do they bringing in that we're not aware of? We're only aware of this coming in because of the derailment.
And we've called all the parties involved. They certainly now have the attention of everybody here. But I want to make one thing really clear. From the governor on down, our job, and we will deliver on our job, is to ensure that those that we represent are safe.
County leaders are still working to determine what caused a breakdown in communication, one they say could lead all the way to Ohio's governor. The county's top health officer is adding that research has shown prolonged exposure to this substance could result in lung problems, liver problems, and possibly even tumors. The county executive now confirming that all shipments to Michigan have officially stopped. From Romulus, Simon Shaquette, 7 Action News.
Simon, thank you, and be sure to stay with 7 Action News. And
Well, for one, let me start by saying this. I can guarantee you Wayne County and Deer Park, Texas aren't the only places that are going to be receiving this chemical waste from East Palestine. It could very well be shipped to a town near you. You could be sitting at home right now watching this video, and a truck could be driving down your street carrying toxic chemical waste from East Palestine. No one is safe. No one is out of reach when it comes to this chemical waste, and they've made sure of that. They made sure that, you know what? East Palestine has been ruined. We've totally destroyed East Palestine. What can we do to fix this problem? Oh yeah, I know. We could take this same chemical waste that destroyed this town and we could ship it to other small towns all across America. Hopefully none of these trucks randomly explode with all of this chemical waste that will ruin another farm. You know, it is so crazy, y'all. But this is part of the agenda. And as you can see, most of the people in these areas, they have no clue that this is happening. If anything, this is a wake-up call for them. Because now they know, wait, if they're sending this stuff here, then what other type of stuff are they sending here? I want to read you an excerpt from this article. It says that 1.8 million people are being sandbagged. Vinyl chloride is a serious carcinogen and something we should have heard about sooner. The landfill taking the deep well injections is a facility cited many times and shut down in the past. Just because they are licensed, we have to ask why these facilities cited in the past for a number of violations. Why were these facilities cited in the past for a number of violations? Any of us that live and breathe are at risk. So they're basically saying, hey, any of you all who are living and breathing in this area, we're all at risk now. We're all at risk here in Wayne County simply because they secretly tried to transfer this toxic waste to a facility in Wayne County. And it just so happens the facility they sent this stuff to has been cited and shut down numerous times in the past for violations because they were not taking the proper safety precautions. That is what is going on here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a chain going on here. Chemical disaster in one town. We take those toxic chemicals and then we go and use them to pollute another town. We take these toxic chemicals and we discard of them in facilities. Facilities that have already been cited and shut down numerous times for allowing toxic chemicals to leak out of their facilities. And you know what they do is they do something called deep well injections, where they're going to take this toxic waste, I kid you not, and I'm no expert on this, I'm sure some of you all would be able to explain this better than I can. They take this toxic waste, these toxic liquids, and they inject it really deeply into the ground in these areas. That's basically their way of disposing of this stuff. They literally take the toxic waste that we did not want seeping into the ground in this area. We're going to move it from that area and we're going to insert it deep into the ground in another area. That's how this stuff happens. It's sad. It's crazy. It's weird. It exposes the type of world we live in. But that's the reality, folks. The reality is, it doesn't matter where you're at in America right now, chances are there is toxic waste from East Palestine being shipped into your town unknowingly as we speak. And that is scary. And that is scary. And if you think, oh, that's not going to happen to my town, guess what? There's plenty of other chemical disasters happening every day now. Because that's the country we live in now. Every single day. I've gotten to the point where I can't keep up with it. Every day there's another chemical explosion. There's another warehouse with toxic chemicals on fire. There's another train derailment carrying hazardous materials. This stuff is happening a lot. A lot. And all of that toxic waste afterwards, it has to go somewhere. Where do you think it's going? That's the question. But you know what? I'm almost at a loss for words at this point. Because this is ridiculous to me. Like I said, it's scary. And where do we go from here? What can we do to change things like this? That's the question. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell. And I'll talk to you all in the next video.